Neesmith is so cheap that he would wake up at 6 a.m. and take a bus to Montana if it meant getting a free Jason Zelli box lunch. Now that is true. I'd do that.
I heard you can't go to the gym with Alex Heatherly. There won't be any more weights to lift when he's done.
My name is Alex, and you will not catch me drinking coffee out of a Keurig. If it's free and convenient, I don't want it.
I don't know which one Andrew Fowler likes more. Talking or Bumble? Oh, definitely Bumble. Like, it's definitely Bumble. If Fowler lost the ability to speak, I would be so happy. It's actually kind of mean.
At UAB SOM Student Senate, trusted Carter with access to the UAB SOM treasury, and he used the money to pay off all his student loans. Fake news.
Pretty sure JLo's first patient ever was Bowen. Hashtag cow farm. That's pretty accurate, actually.
Andrew Neesmith looks like a poor man's Liam Hemsworth. If Liam Hemsworth got his face run over by a bus. It's true.
Does Jake Owen seriously need to leave his gym bag everywhere? We get it, you work out.
Anisha Kennejoff wants being a med student to make her food scrim famous, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't even pass the nutrition quizzes. He is just butter.
If Annabeth Britain could have a live feed of mandatory classes streamed to her bed, I don't think she would be able to tell the difference between Volker and Wendy's.
Why does Chris Johnson sound like he has a permanent scoop of peanut butter in the back of his throat? What? I once saw Chris Johnson get met at the rim by a 65-year-old grandma. I hate it for her. Oh, God. Chris buys lots of basketball jerseys to compensate for the fact that he's 6'8" and can't dunk. Hashtag boom roasted. Oh, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Is Caitlin actually type B, or does she use visiting Bay in Atlanta as code for studying for step 1? Hashtag does Jeff quiz you? Okay.
Your elders, how does it feel to be younger than the entire incoming class? Who's surprised? Priyanka Patel literally turns 21 today. Can we even trust her with an alcohol pad? Hashtag baby doctor.
At Auburn Plainsman, Graham Norwood acts like my 56-year-old dad. Seriously, how many business calls can one jobless 23-year-old get? Your dad must be a cool guy. At Peasants of Volker says, pretty sure Graham Norwood thinks he's CEO with all of the business calls he makes between classes. Hashtag, you aren't that important. Well, you're fired.
At I'm in your ICM, why does Callie sound like someone off the Dukes of Hazzard every time she speaks to a patient? From at Chasen Farnell, Callie Perkins pours her milk first and then adds cereal.
At Be Him Babe, who is Matt McKay.
At LRE, I would rather chop off my ears and cook them for dinner than listen to Emily Kennedy talk about Auburn orientation one more time.
John Murphy's hairline is really far back. No punchline here, just facts. Cool. No wonder John Murphy played soccer. His hands were too small to play any other sports. At Real Sports. Thanks, guys.
Nick looks like everything you say is the dumbest thing he's ever heard. It probably is. LOL at your wife walking into a room and everyone freaks out, but when you walk into a room, everyone's just like, eh.
Someone needs to tell Josh Bell it's 2017, hashtag the 70s call, hashtag they want their tie-dye back. What's wrong with tie-dye? Josh Bell has a better tie-dye collection than Cheech and Chong combined. Thank you.
Catherine looks like she knows your deepest, darkest secret and is definitely judging you for it.
Instead of Ambien, Doctors should just prescribe Jacob Switzer's voice. Thank you. Nice and it's very soothing.
At med school, Carter thinks he's from a small village in Louisiana. Does he think NYC and Boston are small villages too? No, those are big cities. At the real Gordon Ramsay. Remember that time Carter said Carter was fun to be around? Me neither.
At Drunk Obby. Hashtag Hottie Toddy, hashtag Kick Six, hashtag War Eagle, hashtag T-Town Down. Oh man. Roll Tide. Philip Braswell likes Nickelback. Not that bad, right?
You must have been born on a highway because that's where most accidents happen. My mom did say I was a mistake. Oh, no, not a mistake, a surprise.
If you looked at Suspina's blood smear in her microscope, you would probably just see queso and chicken nuggets. Suspina is so basic. She hits 14 on the pH scale. Okay.
Rush Jones looks like a mix between his mom and Mr. Tumnus from the Chronicles of Narnia. Well.
Road died. Gabe still doesn't know how to put on deodorant. I do know how to put on deodorant. There are multiple ways to put on deodorant. You can do one hand, like me, it's efficient, or you can do two hands, like a goop.
Stop trying to make game night happen. It's not gonna happen.
If I had a nickel for every time Chris said he'd be in the NBA, if not for breaking his foot after attempting to dunk in the 7th grade, I'd have at least $20. It's true! Alright. Chris Johnson's voice makes him sound like the real-life Patrick Starr. At Sponge Lover 93. No, this is Patrick.
Endocrinologist, check your thyroid. It's not cold enough for a blanket wherever you go. So sweet. At Iron Chef 2021, girls won't even touch most of the things I whip up. Hashtag rude, hashtag picky Carol. So rude. Speaking of which, Volker should turn up the thermostat. Whoever's listening to this, if you get any ideas. Beware first year, it's freezing! At Custodians of Volker, plush blanket companies could stay in business solely from Carolina Rata. Honestly, is LRE really that cold? Yes.
At Brantley Bulletin, with that hair you could fit right in with teenage girls. I told you it was coming. I knew it was coming. At Hair Police, has anyone told Clint that his hair looks more like Billy Ray Cyrus than Jake Owen? That was Chris Johnson. At Real Donald Trump, Clint Kilcrease sits down to pee. It's efficient. I mean, you get to relax, so why not?
Katie Vine spends more time on her hair and makeup than she does studying. Hashtag beauty school dropout. Sorry about it.
Hey John, why are you so terrible at tennis? Oh, that's Chris. I can't tell what's worse, Nickelback or John On's tennis skills. That's very true.
Bruce Pittman's forehead is so big, he should donate it to charity for shelter. Hey, I can't help it that I have a 5 head. It's not a 4 head. Let's get it right. Why go to a caveman exhibit when you can just watch Bruce Pittman eat? I'm a grown boy.